Hi, my name is Blair Goetz of Can-Am Taxation Services. I want to tell you a story about a client of mine. I'm telling the story rather than using a PowerPoint presentation because tax law can be very complicated and confusing even for us tax accountants and tax lawyers. The story I'm going to tell is about a man named Arlen. Arlen is Canadian. He is 64 years old. He is married and has 3 grown children. One day, Arlen finds a letter in his mailbox from his bank. He has used his bank for over 35 years for both business and personal accounts. I want to read the letter to you. Dear Arlen, in accordance with U.S. law, we have undertaken a review of our files and discovered that you were born in the United States. Accordingly, you must provide us with the enclosed withholding certificate, W-8-BIN, signed under penalties of perjury in the United States, indicating that you are not a U.S. person for tax purposes. In addition, you must provide us with a certified copy of your Certificate of Loss of Nationality, your CLN. If you do not furnish us with these 2 documents in the next 30 days, we must consider you a U.S. person and your account as a reportable account for the U.S. tax purposes. If your accounts are considered reportable accounts, you must furnish us with withholding certificate W-9 indicating your status as a U.S. person, and you must provide us with your U.S. Social Security number. Any failure to provide us with your U.S. Social Security number when asked will result in a $100 fine. If you fail to comply with your documentation request, we may be required to withhold tax for remittance to the IRS. Continued non-compliance will result in account closure, including cancellation of your mortgage. In accordance with U.S. law, we will furnish the following information in respect to reportable accounts to the Canada Revenue Agency, which in turn will furnish this information to the Internal Revenue Agency. Your name, your address, your Social Security number, your Canadian Social Insurance number, your account numbers, the name and any information about persons sharing the account, the highest amount of your account any time during the year, and any gross amounts paid into your account during the year. Thank you for your attention in this matter, your bank. Arlen reads this letter over a few times and tries to understand it. Withholding certificate? Certificate of Loss of Nationality? Reportable accounts? U.S. person? Fine? Account closure? Cancellation of mortgage? Yes, it is true I was born in the United States. It was while my parents were attending Brigham Young University. I'm not really American. I don't have a Social Security number. I don't have a U.S. passport. I've never voted for president. I myself have never attended school or worked in the United States. The family occasionally vacationed in the U.S., but that has been my extent of any connection with the U.S. This can't be for me. It must be a mistake. When reviewing this letter with his wife, she realizes that some of these accounts are held jointly. She says, "Hey, what business is it of the IRS to know what accounts I have? I am not a U.S. person." So Arlen visited his account manager at the bank. The account manager informs Arlen that if you were born in the U.S., that you have to prove that you are not a U.S. person, or withholding taxes must be withheld and remitted to the IRS on your account earnings. He confides to Arlen that this is crazy and is catching everybody by surprise, and advises Arlen to contact a cross-border accountant. Arlen goes to the IRS website and goes to the directory of federal tax return preparers with selected credentials and qualifications, and finds there is only one preparer with proper credentials within 250 miles of Lethbridge. After giving me a call, we arrange a time for an appointment. During appointment, I discover the following facts. Arlen was born in the United States. Arlen owns shares in a Canadian corporation that qualifies for the Canadian lifetime capital gains exemption. He plans on selling these shares in the near future to fund his retirement. He informs me that he has an interested party who is offering him $500,000. Arlen estimated the net worth of him and his wife to be a combined $5 million. Arlen owns mutual funds as part of his investment portfolio. Arlen also has over $100,000 in bank accounts. I explained to Arlen the huge tax risk that he faces if he does nothing. He also faces huge interest and penalties. We come up with a plan to avoid this tax and penalties. The plan we come up with is number one, to minimize U.S. taxes and eliminate penalties and bring him into compliance with U.S. tax compliance or tax filing. Number two is to bring him into compliance with his foreign bank account reporting obligations. Number three is to avoid estate taxes. And number four is to renounce his U.S. citizenship so he doesn't have any U.S. filing obligations in the future. If you know of somebody or are in this situation yourself, please call me at 403-328-8814.